take to be a 21st century citizen? As we know, with the introduction of technology, the world is changing, and we, as educators, need to adapt to that change in order to best educate future students to be successful in the world. According to Dr. Laura Jana, 2/3 of children today will work in jobs that don't currently exist. That means there are going to be new jobs in the near future that students today won't be gaining the skills to do effectively unless we change those skills that we are teaching them and are focusing on in the classroom. Now, the hard skills or IQ skills are going to remain the same. We're still going to need reading, writing, and arithmetic in the current jobs that we do have and in the future jobs, because those are very basic skills and very basic things that we as humans are going to continue to use. What's going to be new or needs to have a better focus are the QI skills and the 4Cs. So there are 7 of these skills, the first being me skills, which is basically self-awareness and self-control, impulse control, and control over one's own thoughts and feelings. So that's the me to a child. The next skill is we skills, which are communication and collaboration, which is 2 of the 4 C's that needs to be focused on for students. It's their people skills, being able to empathize, to take on a different perspective. It's just really being an overall aware individual. Next is Y skills, which is critical thinking, the 3rd of our 4 C's. Critical thinking is going to be very important in the future when we don't know what these jobs are going to be. So students need to be able to have the skills to think critically, to come up with different solutions to problems that are going to be new to them and to us, current educators. Why is something that students and children naturally ask and want to know, and these are skills that need to be sharpened and encouraged rather than put down, because in the classroom it's really a strict environment. So we like to keep the children not asking too many questions, but we want to change that. The next is will skills. So will skills is basically motivation, your drive to do something. Now motivation comes in 2 forms, extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic is rewards and punishment, but in order to be effective citizens in the future, students are going to need to have intrinsic motivation, which comes from within, and that can be taught or helped with the praise and pride instead of treats for a positive behavior. The next is wiggle skills, which is one's actions. That's basically self-explanatory, that humans tend to think better when their bodies are in motion, and so the classroom should reflect that instead of having them all sit and be proper at all times. Next is wobble skills. Wobble skills, just adaptability, being able to fail and then come back from that and grow and change, and being able to learn from failure, which is a very important skill to have, especially in the near future when there's going to be jobs that we don't know. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, and students need to be able to have that skill. The last is what if skills, which basically boils down to the creativity, which is the last of our 4 C's. So that's imagination, out of the box thinking, and being able to imagine what could be and solutions to problems that haven't come up yet. So it's creativity, what if skills. Now, to be a proper 21st century citizen, students are going to need to have good ethics and good attitudes, and I think that that can come from in education, helping students to have a solid financial literacy, civic literacy, global literacy / awareness, and health literacy. These are things that in our current world and in the near future are still going to be issues and problems for students going into the world and young adults today who feel as though they're sent into the world without knowing these things. And if we teach these things, if we get students to have a better understanding of this before they're done with their education, before they're done with school, it can help to have just better citizens, better rounded, knowledgeable citizens for our future, for our world.